Dear students. Hope you all are hale and hearty at home. I am Shalini ma'am and I welcome you back to my English class. Are you all ready and excited for today's class? I'm sure yes. So, my dear and loving students, greetings of the day to you and to your parents. Hope you all are fine. And my dear girls, you are doing a fabulous job by completing all your work, and you have made us feel proud of you. Yes, we all the teachers are proud of you. In this lockdown period, have you thought as students what can you do to bring our nation out from the pandemic disease? Yes, I know that you all are aware of your duties like washing hands, staying at home, avoiding outside visitors at home, wearing a mask, and so on. I also know that most of you are doing that and you are also motivating your family members to do the same. So that's the spirit of PCS, self motivation as well as motivating others too. And this is truly walking on the footsteps of Nano. Keep it up, my little nanos. You all are really awesome. And my dear girls, I was really missing you a lot. So, can you remember one of the activity you had in class 3? Seeing these photos? These are the photos of your storytelling competition you had. And I had taken these photos of the winners. Although everybody is not there, for me, everybody was a winner. I had these photos, so I thought I'll share it with you just to express my feelings, show my feelings that I'm really missing you. So, moving on further, let us begin our class with the morning offering. Let us all close our eyes and join our hands to say the morning offering together. O my God, I offer you all my thoughts, words, actions, joy, and sufferings of this day. Merciful Father, help me this day that my thoughts may be pure and my conduct pleasing to you. Amen. You may all open your eyes now. So, my dear students, in my previous classes, I had already taken up 3 topics with you. They were, I'm talking about the grammar topics, sentences, subject and predicate, and kinds of sentences. So just have quickly, we'll recap all these 3 topics before moving on to my new topic today. Fine. So sentences, what are sentences? They are a group of words having a complete sense, right? And a proper sentence always begins with a capital letter and it ends with a punctuation mark. The punctuation mark could be a full stop, exclamation mark, or a question mark. Fine. So that was sentences. Moving on to the next topic which I took up with you was subject and predicate. A sentence has 2 parts, a subject and a predicate. Subject tells us about whom or about what the sentence is. For example, the alligator eats cookies and milk. In this sentence, the alligator is the subject and the rest of the part is predicate, which is telling us what the alligator does. In the next sentence, you see the mouse likes to eat cookies and milk. So in this sentence, the mouse is the subject and likes to eat cookies and milk is predicate because the second part is telling us about the mouse, what it likes to eat. Fine. So sentence has 2 parts, subject and predicate. Then after that, I took up kinds of sentences with you. I'll quickly recap those 4 types of sentences. First is declarative, a sentence that is a statement and it ends with a period, or period means full stop, and it is called declarative sentence. That's a straight, direct sentence or statement, we can say. Fine. Then the next one, imperative sentence, a sentence that gives directions or a command. It could be a request, advice, and it also ends with a full stop. The third type of sentence we did was interrogative sentence. Interrogative sentence asks a questions and ends with a question mark. It includes the question words like who, what, which, how, when, whose, etc. And the last type of sentence we did was exclamatory sentence, a sentence that shows strong feelings, strong emotions, or you can say amazement, surprise, shocks. These type of sentences are called exclamatory sentence, and they always end with exclamatory mark. And we could use this exclamatory mark even after the exclamatory word, such as wow, alas, yippee, oh. All these are exclamatory words. After them also we use exclamation mark, or the exclamation mark could be at the end of the sentence. For example, what a lovely weather today. So after the last word today, after the last letter Y, we put exclamation mark, right? Excuse me. So moving on to the next slide. Now today's topic is capital letters and punctuation marks. Fine. So are you all geared up to revise this topic? As I have already sent you the written work, the written explanation, and you had to complete those exercises in your copy. If you have not done it, please do it. And and if you have not understood that topic well through my written explanation, then please pay attention to my video sincerely, attentively, and I'm sure by the end of this module you will be able to understand with this capital letters and punctuation marks topic well. Okay, so all ears here and all eyes on the screen. So we'll start with capital letters. Where do we use capital letters? Many places, as you can see on the slide, with names of people, like here Tom and Jan, both have a capital letter in the beginning. With names of places, Disneyland, McDonald's, Target, all these names of places starting with a capital letter. You can see these highlighted words with yellow. The months of the year, all the 12 months of the year, they also begin with capital letter. The days of the week, all 7 days begin with capital letter. We also use capital letter to begin a sentence. Like here, my dog found her bone. M is capital because it's a beginning letter. Then we also write the pronoun I in capital letter always. Wherever this letter comes, maybe it could be in the middle of the sentence or in the beginning. Wherever it comes, we always we write it with a capital I. Remember that, girls. And we also use capital letters for names of some special days. It could be Christmas, Valentine's Day, Memorial Day, Dashera, Diwali, Eid. All we start with a capital letter. So don't forget this rule. Then moving on to the next slide. Now I'm going to introduce you to the punctuation marks family. Have you ever met them? No? Okay, then today let's meet them. But there's a little problem. You know what? Because this punctuation marks family has many members. So there is no time to meet them all right now. So today I'm going to introduce only 4 members to you, and these 4 members are really very important. Fine. So the first member is Mr. Full Stop. And look at the slide. Where do we use Mr. Full Stop? Many places again. Let's see. We use full stop at the end of a declarative sentence. For example, declarative sentence, you already know it's a statement sentence. Example number 1, there is no place like home, ending with a full stop. Time does not wait for anyone. That's also a statement, so ending it with a full stop. We also use full stop after titles, or you can say abbreviations also. Abbreviations are the short forms of a bigger word. For example, doctor, DR is the short form of the full word doctor. So a full stop after R. Miss Dr. Gupta is the most experienced doctor in the city. The next one, my English teacher is Miss Shalini. After Miss, I'm using a full stop. Miss is the short form of MISS. Fine. Now we also use full stop to separate hours from minutes. First one, we will start our class from 7:30 a.m. Here you can see between 7 and 30, a full stop is there. Second sentence, I go to sleep at 9:30 p.m. Between 9 and 30, there's a full stop. Then we also use full stop to write dates. As you can see, the first sentence, Mahatma Gandhi was born on 2nd October 1969. Here I have put full stop between 2 and then after 10 also to separate the date and month and year. Second sentence, India got independent on 15th August 1947. Again, I have used full stop between the date, month and year. Fine. So, Mr. Full Stop, now everybody is aware its use. Okay, don't forget, use it correctly. The next family member is Mr. Question Mark. Fine. Now, Mr. Question Mark is a very simple person, you can say, because it is very easy to identify in a sentence where we have to use Mr. Question Mark, obviously, where the sentences have the question words. So, look at the slide. We use a question mark at the end of an interrogative sentence. For example, why does the tail of a comet point away from the sun? So, there's the question word why. And so, we put a question mark here. There are other words, question words also, like who, what, how, which, when, whose, when, and so on. So wherever these words come in a sentence, we use a question mark at the end. Fine. Now let us meet the next family member. He is Mr. Exclamation Mark. Now Mr. Exclamation Mark is very moody and he is full of expressions and feelings, and we don't know where its mood can change. So Mr. Exclamation Mark is used to show anger. For example, you broke my pen, ending with an exclamation mark. Also to show joy. This dress is so beautiful. Again an exclamation mark. The third one, to show surprise or excitement. Example, I can't believe that you came first. Again exclamation mark. The next one, it is also used to ask for help. Please help me to solve this sum. Okay, so here a request emotion is there, request feeling. So again an exclamation mark at the end. The next one, we also often use exclamation marks after one word or after a short sentence at the end. For example, when I say a word, oh, oh is an exclamation word. So after oh, I'm using exclamation mark. Oh, I'm so disappointed with you. It could be wow, what a beautiful dress. So after wow also we use an exclamation mark. Then a short sentence means what a wonderful place. This is an exclamatory sentence, so it will end with an exclamation mark. So I mean to say that exclamation mark could be here in the middle of the sentence as well as at the end of the sentence. Fine. The next important family member is Mr. Comma. Now this Mr. Comma is a tiny little fellow. Okay, very tiny but very, very important in a sentence. So what is its use? A comma separates items in a list and shows a break in a sentence. And remember, every time you see a comma, when you are reading a sentence or any text you are reading, whenever you see a comma, you need to take a little rest or little pause there. How? Look at this example in green. Before I sleep at night, I brush my teeth, I put on my night dress, have my milk, and then I read a book. So wherever there was a comma, I gave a pause. This helps us to understand the sentence properly. Fine. So moving on to the next slide. You have understood, you have learned the 4 punctuation marks. Let's revise them once more. So we use a full stop. We learned about full stop. We use a full stop for telling. That means for a declarative sentence. We use an exclamation mark for yelling. Yelling means expressing your emotions. You yell. Yell means shouting. When you shout in joy, you shout in anger, you shout in when you are surprised. So wherever all these exclamation feelings are there, we use an exclamation mark. Then question mark, a question mark, we use it for asking. Whenever any asking word comes, we use a question mark. Then comma is for pausing. Wherever we see a comma, that means we are pausing after that word. Fine. So I hope you are clear with these four punctuation marks and you are going to use them properly whenever you write your creative writing or story, or wherever you write, you need to use these punctuation marks very carefully. Fine, girls. So these are some important instructions for you. Dear students, I hope you enjoyed learning punctuations through my video lesson today. A practice worksheet on today's topic has also been sent to you on your eCare portals. Kindly do the same in your practice copy or rough copy wherever you are doing all these practice worksheets. They are really equally important as your lessons. And if you are able to get the printout of the worksheets, well and good. If not, then you have to copy all that work in your rough copy or practice copy. And remember, very important, I will be grading your English copy also, as well as your practice worksheet copy also, wherever you are doing this practice worksheets. Fine. And please do them very neatly and keep them date wise. If you don't have a copy, I have given you permission to do it in loose sheets also, but then they have to be kept date wise. Fine. So I end up today's class with these small three little stories. You can see they are very nice stories full of values. The first one: once all villagers decided to pray for rain. On the day of prayer, all people gathered, but only one little boy came with umbrella. So this is called faith. He had the faith that yes, it will rain. None of them had the faith in their prayers, but this little boy had faith, so he brought umbrella. The next one is: when you toss a 1-year-old baby in the air, he laughs because he knows his father will catch him. So you can see here the picture also. The father is tossing the baby in the air, and this baby is laughing. Why? Because the baby has trust. Whereas if your father will toss you in the air, you will be scared, and or you may not allow him because you might feel scared that you might fall down. But this baby, 1-year-old baby, has trust in his father. And the next one: every night we go to bed, we have no assurance to wake up alive next morning, but still we set alarm for tomorrow. That's hope. With the hope, we sleep every night that in the morning we'll get up and see the fresh new morning. So, why did I take up these three stories? Because to end my class with a positive note, that we need to have faith, trust, and hope. And most of the important from these three is hope, that we need to keep up the hope, we need to keep the light of hope burning in ourselves, that yes, we all will come out with all these COVID-19 problem, and a day will come that yes, we will meet again. If not today, then yes, maybe tomorrow. But definitely we have the hope of coming out and meeting together and having the normal days like before. Fine. So I'll end up my today's class with this song, and I want everybody to sing with me. Come on, let's start. There shall be showers of blessing. This is the promise of love. There shall be seasons refreshing, sent from the Savior above. Showers of blessing, showers of blessing to me. Mercy drops round us are falling, but for the showers we plead. There shall be showers of blessing, send them upon us, O Lord. His showers of blessings. And till then, and my dear girls, now it's time to say goodbye to you. Thank you for being good listeners, for being so attentive. Take care. God bless you. See you again in my next video lesson. Till then, bye bye.